Welcome back, my dear students of class 10. I welcome you for the session to discuss on the second half of the lesson on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. In the previous video, we had discussed about 7 important points where we had studied how Dr. Ambedkar was a voracious reader, how he helped India by preparing a beautiful constitution, how many books he had when he returned from America, 2000 books. In 32 boxes, 2000 books were sent to India along with him on a ship. Just imagine. And he became the chairman of drafting committee in Constituent Assembly. Even though he was not a Congress party man, the political party Congress made him as the chairman of drafting committee because he had that much knowledge about constitution. That knowledge came to him because of the study of various countries' constitutions. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಗಳ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಾರಣ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು knowledge ಬಂತು. This is how Ambedkar became great. Fine. And now I want you to come to open the page number 71 and come to point number 8 where we had stopped. We shall continue with the point number 8 now. Come to page number 71, point number 8. In the 4 decades and more since independence, much progress has been achieved in providing equality of opportunities to the people. Members of the scheduled caste find doors which had been closed to them for centuries being opened. No legal bars exist today for self-expression or self-advancement. They are enrolling themselves in institutes of higher learning and entering public services. They have come to occupy high offices of state, both at the center and in the states. Judges, ambassadors, and governors have been drawn from their ranks, and they have acquitted themselves creditably in all these positions of responsibility. Because of the achievement of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, today the so-called downtrodden categories, or how constitutionally we call them as scheduled caste people. In India, for many centuries, scheduled caste people had no entry to the higher level education institutions or temple or wherever. Wherever the higher class people were going, the scheduled caste people were deprived. But now, because of the constitution, because of the legislative provisions, the scheduled caste people are given ample opportunity to become the educated person, to become the high rank officer, to become the ambassador of the country, to become the minister, to become anything. You know, K.R. Narayanan from Kerala, and the present President of India, who is that? Ramnath Kovind. They hail from downtrodden categories. They could become the presidents just because of the constitution which was prepared by Dr. Ambedkar. So this is the beautiful point noted here, to be noted here in 8th point. Come to point number 9. And yet, much remains to be done on the social plane. The annual reports of the Commissioner for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes list several violations of law and several instances where, notwithstanding the statute book, members of the scheduled castes have been discriminated against. Baba Sahib Ambedkar's work will be truly complete only when social discrimination is completely eliminated from our society. So even though the equality is established in India by the help of Indian Constitution, every now and then the members of the scheduled tribe and scheduled caste, every now and then they are discriminated against others. So the constitution is not enough, the real equality must be established in India, then only the real purpose of Indian constitution will be served ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬರೀ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಪರಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ಜಾತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪರಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ವರ್ಗದವರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಭೇದ ಭಾವದ ಆಚರಣೆಗಳು ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಭಾರತದ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಜವಾದಂತಹ ಅರ್ಥ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 10. Baba Saheb Ambedkar always stressed the importance of constitutional methods to achieve social objectives. In an interesting observation, he once described the methods of civil disobedience, non-cooperation and satyagraha as the grammar of anarchy. The observation assumes importance in the context of public agitation in free India. It is one thing to utilize these methods in a struggle against an alien power. The right to be rebellion is recognized against a government without people's consent, be it alien or national dictatorship, but not in a democracy based on free and fair elections. Misdirected and volatile, such agitations invariably result in the loss of lives and public property. It's very much interesting. The agitations, satyagraha, all these were the methods adopted by majority of the political parties even now. But Ambedkar said, no, agitations, satyagrahas, they are not the method, they are not the fair methods because they are misused by the people many a times, because they would like to throw stones, they like to destroy the property, and they shout unwanted things against the existing government and all. So what should be done? Constitutionally we must claim our rights. ಸಾಂವಿಧಾನಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಮಂಡಿಸಿ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಈ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೊರಟ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಬೇಡದವರು ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಲ್ಲು ಬಿಸಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಡೀ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಸೇ ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 11. About 2500 years ago, the Buddha had questioned the caste divisions in India. He said, the only valid divisions are the divisions between those who are noble and wholesome and those who are ignoble and unwholesome. The Tamil poetess Avai had said similarly that there are only two castes in the world, namely the charitable who give and are superior, and the misers who do not and are therefore inferior. Throughout the course of Indian history, great sages and saints exposed the hollowness of these divisions and sought to bring all the communities of India together in a creative partnership. But caste, by virtue of its power structure, showed itself to be firmly entrenched. Ambedkar, he focused on real equality. 2500 years ago, Gautama Buddha said a beautiful statement. He said, there are only two castes among the people. Which are the two castes? One caste, noble and wholesome. Noble, Shrestha. Wholesome, ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥವರು. ಪವಿತ್ರ ಆತ್ಮರು ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವವರು ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಇಗ್ನೋಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಹೋಲ್ಸಮ್. ಇಗ್ನೋಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಹೋಲ್ಸಮ್. ಇಗ್ನೋಬಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಕನಿಷ್ಠರು. ಮತ್ತು ಅನ್ಹೋಲ್ಸಮ್, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮದು ಬೇರೆ, ಬೆಕ್ಕಿನ ಬಿಡಾರ ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ. ಬೆಕ್ಕಿನ ಬಿಡಾರ ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವೊಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಅನ್ಹೋಲ್ಸಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಇಗ್ನೋಬಲ್. ಇದೇ ಎರಡು ಜಾತಿಗಳು ಇರೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ 2500 years ago ಗೌತಮ ಬುದ್ಧ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ತಮಿಳ್ ಪೊಯೆಟೆಸ್, ತಮಿಳು ಕವಯತೆ ಅವೈ, ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯ ವಿಭಾಗಗಳಿವೆ. ಒಂದು those who are dignified and give, and another those who are not dignified and do not give. Therefore those who give are superior, those who do not give are inferior. ಉತ್ತಮರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೊಡುವವರು ಅವರು ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್, ಉತ್ತಮರಲ್ಲದವರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೊಡದೇ ಇರುವಂಥವರು ಮೈಸರ್ಸ್. ಮೈಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಿಪುಣರು. ಯಾರು ಕೊಡುವವರು ದಾನಿಗಳು, ಅವರು ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್. ಯಾರು ಕೊಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಮೈಸರ್ಸ್ ಜಿಪುಣರು, ಅವರು ಕನಿಷ್ಠರು, ಅವರು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್. ಇದೇ ಎರಡು ಜಾತಿ ಹೊರತು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಮಿಳ್ ಪೊಯೆಟಸ್ ಅವ್ವೈ ಹೇಳಿದರು. Come to point number 12. Under the policy of divide and rule, the British rulers exaggerated caste distinctions and divided the people of India further to strengthen their hegemony over us. It was given to two great Indians of our time, Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, to repudiate caste and to proclaim the oneness of Hindu community. Gandhiji did so by reminding the higher castes of their duty towards the depressed classes. Baba Sahib Ambedkar did the same by reminding them of their inherent rights to equality with the higher and more powerful castes. One stressed the duties, the other stressed the rights together. They brought about a veritable revolution in social thought. Yes, this is another important point. We should remember the British were very crooked. They adopted the policy of divide and rule. In fact, to adopt that policy, they got the inspiration from land of India only, because in India, from time immemorial, we have the discrimination. We have the discrimination like upper caste, lower caste, whole caste, unwhole caste, pure caste, impure caste, superior caste, inferior caste. We had that discrimination from times immemorial. Therefore, the British rulers, they used the same as a trump card to divide the people and rule. ಜನರನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಟ್ರಂಪ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅವರ ಒಂದು ದಾಳವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡರು. ಸೊ that British discriminatory administration was ended by two important personalities in India, one Mahatma Gandhi, another Ambedkar. Mahatma Gandhi said, he reminded upper caste people, you must know what duties you have towards the lower caste people. ಕೆಳಜಾತಿಯವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ರು ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ, ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಕೆಳಜಾತಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಕ್ಕು ಇದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ರೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ಜಾತಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ ರಿಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ದ duty, Ambedkar reminded the right. Come to the next point. When Baba Sahib passed away in December 1956, Jawaharlal Nehru made a moving reference in Lok Sabha, describing Baba Sahib as a symbol of revolt. He said, I have no doubt that whether we agreed with him or not in many matters, that perseverance, that persistence, and that, if I may use the word, sometimes virulence of his opposition to all this did keep the people's mind awake and did not allow them to become complacent about matters which could not be forgotten, and helped in rousing up those groups in our country which had suffered for so long in the past. It is therefore sad that such a prominent champion of the oppressed and depressed in India, and one who took such an important part in our activities, has passed away. 1956 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು he made a statement. It's very sad. Ambedkar is passed away. It is true that we did not agree with him all the opinions. ಅವರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ದಶಕಗಳಿಂದ ಶತಕಗಳಿಂದ ಶತಶತಮಾನಗಳಿಂದ ಡೌನ್ ಟ್ರಾಡನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರೀಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ರು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಆನೆಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್. These were the honest words uttered by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru from the seat of Prime Minister in the Parliament when Baba Sahib Ambedkar passed away in the year 1956 in the month of December. Fine. And the last point, there can be no doubt that the day is not far off when Baba Saheb Ambedkar's dream of Samata will become a reality. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವನ್ನು ಕಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾವ ಕನಸನ್ನು ಕಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದು ಸಮತ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ. ಅದು ಸಾಕಾರಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ದಿನ ದೂರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಆ ರಿಯಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆಶಾವಾದವನ್ನು ದ ಆಥರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಆರ್ ವೆಂಕಟರಮನ್ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೈನ್. ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ the second part of the video on this lesson B.R. Ambedkar, and I also conclude the lesson on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. We have studied lot many things, and his life should be an inspiration to us. ಅವರ ಜೀವನವೇ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಲಿತದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ್ಯ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಎಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ sometimes later we shall discuss the questions and answers on this. Already I had sent the notes to you on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar lesson in your WhatsApp group, and keep studying, and I wish you all the very best. Till I come in the next video, I pray that God to bless you with good health and good studying mood. Keep studying well. All the best. Bye bye.